4 wins in a row, and we're still not playing our best football. Let me say that again. 4 straight wins, and Ben Johnson is saying we haven't found our rhythm yet. While a rookie tight end is serving up pancakes like it's Sunday morning at IHOP, our defense is out there hunting rookie quarterbacks like easy prey. And the offensive coordinator is standing in the press room saying we've got way more to give. But here's what's really making me uneasy. We've got 3 brutal games ahead. Baltimore, possibly getting their star quarterback back. Cincinnati, with an elite wideout on fire. And the Giants, with 2 rookies playing like seasoned vets. And if you think this is luck, that these Bears are just catching breaks, then you're clearly not paying attention to what's going down in Chicago. Because what's coming up next is going to completely flip how you see this season. So go hit that like button right now and subscribe, because what I'm about to tell you is something you won't hear anywhere else. Look, I know what you're thinking. 4 straight wins, the defense forced 4 turnovers against the Saints, 6 incomplete passes, 4 sacks. Sounds good, right? But let me take you back for a sec. Just 6 weeks ago, this same defense was ranked 26th in the league. 26th. Giving up 369 yards per game. And now suddenly we're hunting rookie quarterbacks like it's open season in Illinois. Let me ask you this, what changed? What the hell changed in Chicago for this defense to go from leaky to lockdown? I'll tell you what, Matt Eberflus finally has his guys buying into the system. After years of this organization swapping defensive coordinators like socks, we finally have some continuity. Jaquan Brisker and Montez Sweat combined for 4 QB hits and 3 tackles for loss. Sweat forced a fumble that we recovered. But here's what nobody's talking about. Spencer Rattler threw 3 interceptions. 3! And the wildest part? Rattler had actually been decent in his first few starts. Not Tom Brady, sure, but not handing the ball over like he was against us either. So I think this defense is sending a message. A message to the entire NFC North that the monsters of the Midway are back. Because while the Packers are scrambling with their O-line, while the Vikings are trying to figure out how to stop the run, and while the Lions are still celebrating last season, we're out here building something special in Chicago. But here's what's worrying me. Ranked 26th going up against the Saints' 24th ranked offense that should have been a toss-up. But we dominated. So the question is, was Rattler really that bad, or is our defense actually that good? Because in 3 weeks we're facing Lamar Jackson. And if Jackson's back from injury, he's not going to be as generous with the ball as Rattler was. I'm telling you this defense has to prove it can do it against elite offenses. Beating a rookie QB in his second or third start is one thing. Going up against the league MVP? Whole different story. And you know as well as I do that in Chicago, defense is our identity. From the days of Ehrlicher, Peppers, Hicks, this city breathes defense. So when I see Brisker flying all over the field, when I see Sweat blowing up the pocket, I see flashes of those classic Chicago defenses. But I also know we have to stay real. The Ravens average 32.8 points per game when Jackson plays. 32.8! And we're not allowing that many, but we're not the 85 Bears yet either. And you know what I love about this defense? They're playing with a chip on their shoulder. They're playing like they've got something to prove. Because after years of frustration, after watching Khalil Mack leave, after watching Roquan Smith demand a trade, this defense finally has that hunger again. And that, my friends, is dangerous for the rest of the league. But let's not get crazy yet. For games don't make a season. These next 3 games are going to tell us everything we need to know about this team. Because dominating the Saints with a rookie QB is one thing. Doing it against Jackson, against Joe Flacco and Jamar Chase, against Jackson Dart and Cam Skatebo, who are playing like vets even though they're rookies, that's something else. My question for you, do you think this defense can keep up that level against elite offenses? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. If that shocked you, wait till you hear this. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, or better said, the 6'6", 241-pound tight end handing out pancakes at Soldier Field. Colston Loveland, the 10th overall pick in the 2025 draft. And you know what all the national analysts said? That he was drafted way too high for a tight end. That Ryan Poles messed up. That we should have taken an offensive tackle or an edge rusher. Let me ask you, did you watch that game against the Saints? Because if you did, you saw Loveland absolutely destroy Carl Granderson. 6'5", 261-pound NFL defensive end, and Loveland drove him straight into the turf like a sack of potatoes. Roscoe Johnson busted an 11-yard run on that play. 11 yards. All thanks to that pancake block that's been all over social media. But here's what no one is mentioning. That wasn't the only big-time block from Loveland that day. Later in the game, lined up as the wide tight end on the left, he pulled across the formation to kick out on the right for DeAndre Swift. Before finishing that kick out, he gave Granderson just enough of a shove with his left arm to let Swift turn the corner clean. That, folks, is elite blocking technique. That's what Jim Harbaugh taught at Michigan. Because Harbaugh always, and I mean always, demands his tight ends to block. Loveland was one of his guys. So when Ryan Poles picked him 10th overall, he knew exactly what he was getting, a complete tight end who can block like a lineman and catch like a receiver. Now I know what you're thinking. 3 catches was his season high against the Saints. 3! For a 10th overall pick, you'd expect more in the passing game, right? Well, I'm telling you, be patient. His receiving game is going to show up soon. The kid's got soft hands, clean routes, and the size to be a nightmare mismatch for linebackers and safeties. In the meantime, though, while we wait for that breakout game, appreciate what he's doing in the run game. The Bears ran for 222 yards against the Saints. 222. And Loveland was a huge part of that. He's opening holes, sealing edges, doing that dirty work that doesn't show up on a stat sheet but wins football games. And you know what else I love about him? The kid staying disciplined as a rookie. Not committing stupid penalties, well, except that ridiculous offensive pass interference call where he literally did nothing. He turned upfield, made himself available, showed his numbers to his QB, and got flagged when the defender ran into him. Total nonsense. Straight garbage. Other than that, Loveland is playing smart football. He's executing the game plan and showing exactly why Poles picked him so high. Because in Ben Johnson's system, you need tight ends who can do it all, block in line, block in space, work the middle, hit the flats. Loveland can do all of it. When I compare Loveland to the other rookie tight ends in this class, I see someone with the potential to be special. I'm not saying he's going to be Travis Kelce or George Kittle tomorrow, but he's got the tools, the size, the mindset, and he's in the right system with the right coordinator. And here's what really fires me up. He hasn't even hit his ceiling yet. We're in week 7, and he's getting better every week. So just imagine what this kid will look like come December, come January, when it really matters. The Bears have won 4 straight, and Loveland's settling into the offense perfectly as a rookie. My question for you, do you think Loveland's going to have a breakout 100-yard receiving game this season? Let me know below. But that's nothing compared to what's next. Here's where things get really interesting. 4 straight wins. The defense playing lights out. The run game cooking. 222 rushing yards against the Saints. DeAndre Swift with 124 yards on 19 carries. Rookie 7th-rounder Kyle Menengai adding 81 on 13 carries. Both scoring touchdowns. Sounds like the perfect recipe, right? So why the hell is Ben Johnson in the press room saying the offense is up and down? That they haven't found their rhythm? That they're capable of way more? Let me tell you something, that's not a bad thing. That's exactly what you want from your offensive coordinator. It's easy to get comfy when you're winning. Easy to say everything's fine when you've stacked 4 straight. But Johnson's not wired like that. He knows this offense can be better. He knows they're still shooting themselves in the foot with self-inflicted mistakes, and that can't continue if they want to be a playoff team. False starts? Still there. The passing game? Nowhere near efficient enough against the Saints. And Dennis Allen's defense forced 4 turnovers and 1 turnover on downs. 4. And the offense still struggled to fully capitalize on all those chances. Johnson said they'll go back to the tape and figure out what needs fixing, and that's exactly the mindset you want. While the Packers are celebrating ugly wins, while the Vikings are barely scraping by, we're both winning and getting better at the same time. But here's my worry, at some point, these recurring mistakes have to stop. Because one thing is doing this against Spencer Rattler and the Saints. Doing it against Lamar Jackson, Joe Flacco, and Jamar Chase, or those Giants rookies playing out of their minds? Totally different ballgame. And I love how Johnson handled it, highlighting the positives in the run game while keeping the issues in-house. Because the ground game should be the headline. After their best rushing output of the season in Week 6, the Bears followed it up with over 220 yards Sunday in New Orleans. And for the first time, the carries were split more evenly between Swift and Menengai. That's player development. That's Johnson trusting his depth. That's exactly what you do when you've got a comfortable lead in the fourth quarter. But Monday morning, Johnson's going to be in the film room digging into the bad stuff, looking at ways to get this offense balanced. And honestly, that's perfect. It's still early. Mistakes are expected. But eventually, the Bears have to start cleaning up these same old issues. Here's where I get nervous. The next 3 games, Baltimore, Cincinnati, New York. None of those are your usual below .500 teams. The Ravens are averaging 32.8 points per game with Jackson. The Bengals just beat the Steelers with Flacco and Chase leading the way. And the Giants have rookies Jackson Dart and Cam Skattebo breaking out as stars. So if this offense doesn't find its rhythm soon, if we don't fix these self-inflicted problems, we're going to be in trouble. You can't count on your defense forcing 4 turnovers every week. You can't rely on facing rookie mistakes. At some point, the offense will need to carry the load. And trust me, Johnson knows that. He knows he's got talent. He believes in his coaching staff. They just haven't clicked with the defense consistently yet. Keyword, yet. Because if there's one OC in this league who can fix it, it's Ben Johnson. Look at what he did in Detroit before coming here. Look how he developed quarterbacks. How he used tight ends and running backs in the passing game. The guy is legit. So when he says they're not playing to their potential, I believe him. And when he says they'll fix it, I believe that too. But my question for Johnson, how much longer are we going to wait for this offense to find its groove? It's week 7. We already had the bye week. And we're still talking about the same issues from week 3. False starts. Passing inefficiency. Failing to capitalize on turnovers. So yeah, wins are wins. It's awesome seeing the Bears come out on top. But if we want to be a real playoff team, if we want to compete in January, this offense has to take that next step. The defense can't carry the load forever. You know what's most frustrating though? We've got the pieces. Swift running wild. Menengai stepping up as a reliable backup. Loveland blocking like a beast and starting to contribute in the passing game. Receivers who can make plays. So why can't we put it all together for 4 full quarters? It's all about consistency. Execution. Not beating ourselves with dumb penalties and turnovers. Because when this offense is clean, they're dangerous. When they're not, they're just putting way too much pressure on their defense. Final question for this one. Do you agree with Johnson being so critical publicly, or would you rather he keep it positive after wins? Drop your take in the comments. So let's run it back. A defense that's hunting, a rookie tight end blocking like a vet, and an OC who's not satisfied even after 4 straight wins. Those are your 3 big stories today. Here's what you need to understand. These Bears are about to hit the toughest stretch of their schedule. Baltimore with Lamar may be back. Cincinnati with Flacco and Chase balling out. New York with 2 rookies playing like vets. These next 3 games will define this team. So if you believe this defense can keep it going against elite offenses, hit that like button. If you think Loveland's about to break out in the passing game, subscribe to the channel. And if you're down with Ben Johnson keeping it real and pushing for more, sound off in the comments. Because I guarantee you, we'll have more explosive Bears news tomorrow. Don't miss what's coming for Chicago. This is our season, our moment. And I'll be right here every day bringing you the deepest breakdowns, the most honest takes, and the purest passion for this team. This isn't just a YouTube channel. This is family. A community of Chicago fans who bleed navy blue and orange. We've been through it all, the Trubisky years, the Nagy firing, every heartbreak in between. And now, finally, something special's being built in Chicago. So join the family. Subscribe. Turn on those notifications. Because you don't want to miss a second of what's coming next. The Bears are back, Chicago, and we'll be here for every single snap of the ride. Bear down, family. See you in the next video.